Long time no fragrance video. I'm gonna film this on the iPad because I still don't have a webcam, so hopefully it's working correctly. And a little bit of a clickbait. Obviously, this is not $1 million fragrance haul. Quite a lot less than that. But there's a lot of money was spent on this, and I'm gonna be honest, none of it was my money though. Okay, so if anyone wants to know the story, I get a lot of messages from people ever since my pictures have been stolen on the internet. And I guess the story about how I got all these fragrances for free this past year would be that, I guess a long story short is one of the people that I had been talking to for months, of course there's a lot of haters too, but one of the people that I've been talking to for months, they basically kind of just, long story short, they're like, hey, I've been talking to you for months and, I had actually seen on your YouTube that you're sick. And I just wanted to see that you're actually the person that you say you are on YouTube. And you actually are a good guy. So I want to do something nice for you. And I want to buy you lots of fragrances and send them to you. That's basically the story, I guess, right? Which is kind of funny because, of course, I lost my smell because of COVID. Which I would say that I'm probably at about like 80% smell now, something like that, So it's never totally come back, and I'm still waiting for all my fucking hair to grow back. I've had COVID fucking 3 times now, but for the most part, my smell is back, and I wish I would have had someone sending me all these free fragrances when I was actually really into it, but I'm still very appreciative of it. And some people like all these fragrance haul videos, whatever, dude. So I'm going to show you every fragrance haul thing that I've gotten this past year. Does that make sense? Some people like this video. So first one would be Blackmail, dude. Oops, where's the camera? Sorry. Blackmail. What should I use as the thumbnail, man? Blackmail's a good one. My favorite from Kerosene. Oh boy. I've had decants of it before. Like I said, it's got a good novelty value. Marshmallow, roasting marshmallow that gives out like a blackberry, a berry kind of fruity smell. You know what I mean? So imagine roasting marshmallows, and then the smoke comes blue and purple kind of smoke. It's got a good novelty value too. I think it smells good. Some of these are going to have to take a while because, to be honest, a lot of these fragrances, I always pack my fragrances and stuff like this so they don't get, just in case. Actually, no, so I could just show this, like, Tom Ford stuff. So, Tuscan Leather, Lost Cherry, Tobacco Vanille. I had decants of a couple of these, and they were, I guess, running a little bit low, so she wanted to get me more. I'll take it. I mean, I'm sure if you smell... The one thing I can say about Tuscan Leather is, though, Tuscan Leather... Olabanum, however you say that. Ever since COVID, fragrances with Olabanum often are like too strong to me, like the Olabanum smell. They smell kind of weird. So actually, Tuscan Leather is a fragrance that I don't really wear too often anymore. But I still like to dry down a lot. And of course, like Tobacco Vanille is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It's amazing. And Lost Cherry is good too. So more people are like, oh my God, Clayton, you don't deserve all this. So cool. About this one. Oh, here's kind of a good one. Take this one out. Serotonin, Hormone Paris. I haven't done a review on this because I don't know if I need to get that extra 20% of my smell back, but I've never been able to think of exactly how to describe how this fragrance smells. But I will say the vibe of it, it smells a little bit older. It does smell a little bit older and more mature, not like a grandpa kind of thing. But it's not a youthful smelling fragrance, I don't think. It smells good, but not playful, not youthful. I wish I could think of how to describe it. It's not a bad smell, but it's more of I guess you could say it's more of a daddy kind of thing, maybe. We have the Besoin Bohème, whatever. The girl who sent me told me where she lives, this is a very popular fragrance, apparently. Kind of smells like a little bit of a vibe fragrance. It's just it's a little bit dry for me. It's all right. 1270. I love 1270. 1270 is a great one. One of my favorite boozy fragrances ever. 1270 is I like 1270. I think more than the Extreme that came out more recently. The past couple of years, I think that came out. Oh, what else do we have? The Dolce & Gabbana. Is this the Royal Night? Whatever. The Royal Night. What was this? The exclusive? Luminous Night. Luminous Night. I will say this fragrance, I was surprised by how much I like this fragrance. Yeah, Luminous Night. I gotta say, man, dude, actually, you know, no joke, I think it's worth the hype that it's getting in the fragrance community. I actually do like that one. And then the Royal Night, Dolce & Gabbana, that is, I've said that before. I think that is what the one perfume should have been, EDP. Because the one EDP, I know I'm in the minority. Some people agree with me though, thankfully, but I think the EDT, even though the EDT and the EDP smell similar, I think the EDT smells way better. I actually need to find I need to try to find a vintage one of that because my vintage EDT is almost gone. So I would love to find another vintage EDT actually. I don't know if it's actually possible. I've seen some people trying to sell vintage EDT ones. They're saying like 2014. The fragrance is from like, you know, 2008. So obviously that's not, you know, vintage, but anyway, the Royal Night, I feel the Royal Night is what the EDP should have been because this is actually, still smells somewhat similar, but it feels different enough that it's worth purchasing. Doesn't feel redundant. Does that make sense? What else do we have here? Ooh, okay, so actually two of these fragrances you won't be able to see on the back. Okay, so I'm hiding the two of the fragrances in the back are secret fragrances that I'm not supposed to show. So I won't show them, but the Nishane, whatever, Nishane. I should know my Turkish, I'm sorry. Benim Adam Clayton, Tanastuva Memoldum, Senchok Tatasan Ben Sanasalajam, Lutfan Beni Odeme, Chok Tatle Tombili, Kidini Incarnate Sedivisium. Anyway. This is the Hasavat. This is what that one is. It's kind of it's the one that smells like a Ventus, right? But I already have a Ventus, so to be honest, I don't even wear Ventus that much, so it's hard to kind of force myself to wear that. But you know, there you go. I'm still appreciative of it, dude. I'm still appreciative of it. What do we have here? This is and I'll take this one out just because it's so crazy. This is oh, the Henry Jacques one, dude. And this is the one that I opened live, dude. And this is like $1,000 right here, this one, dude. This is the Blue Vanille, right? And do you remember when I was opening this live? And unfortunately, because it was a gift, I haven't got it fixed or anything like that, but can you see it's still cracked? I don't know, where's the camera on this? Can you see? Oh, my hand's in the way, so I don't know if I can see. Yeah, you can see the crack on the cap right there. It's like going around it right there. Because I remember when I opened this thing, man, I felt so bad for this girl that sent this to me because she spent $1,000 on this, right, dude? And remember I opened it, and since there's that crack, I can't smell it from just like this. But man, remember I opened that live on stream and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is this shit? It's just like $1,000. It's got like little fucking crystals or some shit in it, dude. And I'm like, oh fuck, it's cracked, the whole thing. And I was like, oh shit. So that sucked. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get that fixed because it was a gift. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I still appreciate it. And thankfully it is not like totally dissipated, right? And then the other one in here, this is the carved dude, right? Again, I'm not used to using it's like I'm doing like a Power Ranger pose. Dragon Zord, whatever the fuck that shit is, dude. Power Ranger pose, I don't know. This is the one that kind of smells like oud wood a little bit. It's all right, you know. Oud wood's another one that I don't really wear oud wood either, but you know, I'm not sure what I would like. That was this sound. That was not a weird sound. That made a suspicious sound right there. I don't wear oud wood a lot either, but so I'm not sure which one I would like better if I had to think about that. Yes, there's more. I got Sauvage Elixir, whatever that is. I was given that. This was actually from someone else. This is from like a model girl actually gave me that. So I don't know if that counts, but I got that. You know what? You're going to think I'm crazy too. And I think I'm the only person that has said this. Do you want what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Adidas. Not Adidas. It's the Adidas in the black bottle. This reminds me of a niche version of the Adidas in the black bottle, which I also have from just being a kid, I remember. That's what this one reminds me of. Can you believe that this is actually, I think Elixir's like, what, $250 now or some shit like that? It's crazy how much designer fragrances even cost now, dude, right? Like, that's a very, God, I got all these fucking packages. It's crazy, dude. Crazy how much designer stuff can. Got a bottle of Herod. Herod is, I love Herod. Herod is a great one, dude. Herod is probably my favorite scent that actually has black pepper in it, I think, if that makes sense. I'm not a big fan of black pepper, and this is definitely a pretty spicy, I feel like, fragrance at times, but I still love this one. I love cherry tobacco, vanilla kind of fragrances, dude, so I love this one. I have a couple decants of it, and she was like, hey, why don't I just get you a bottle of it? Now, you're going to hate me too. Now, I just want you to know, I'm not abusing this girl, okay? You know what's crazy? You know I have, look, pray to me. Is this the thumbnail? What do they do? Dude, don't fucking hate me. You know what the craziest thing is? This girl has tried to send me other bottles too, and I've turned them down, okay? She tried to send me Baccarat Rouge. I'm like, please don't do that. She tried to send me another Aventus clone. I forget which one it is. And she was going to send me Ebene Fume too. And I'm like, no, dude, don't. Although I do think Ebene Fume smells good. But I was just like, bro, you are spending too much money. Also, just to say, dude, I have told this girl, you see some of these bottles are not the smallest bottles. And she could say, if she says I didn't say it, she's a fucking liar. And I will show you the messages, dude. I'm like, dude, please just buy me small bottles. I will never wear all of this, dude. And she's like, no, I just want you to have it, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm trying to save you money, dude. What do we got in here? We have, Dolce & Gabbana Velvet Amber Sun. Definitely a more kind of, probably not a lot of, not talked about a lot in the FragCon, but man, I really, I'm just going to open it just because I really do like this one. It is, I can open it. Again, most of these, I always try to keep, I'm worried about the fragrances like going off, you know what I mean? I would say this one, if you've never smelled this one, this is like, it smells like a cross between Amber Absolute and I think that Vanilla Tahiti, whatever the fuck that is called. That's what that smells like to me. And she got me the 500. I was like, dude, get me the smallest bottle. And she buys the biggest fucking bottle, dude. You know, I appreciate it. You know, it's almost like when she was trying to send me more stuff, and I told her, please, please stop sending me all this stuff, dude. I do not deserve all this. I mean, I am appreciative. I appreciate what you are doing. But, dude, come on, man. Anyway, that's a great one. I do like that one a lot. If anyone's smelled the, I know there's the, you know, they don't really make Amber Absolute, so there's a fucking, what is it? There's like a Wabsolute or something clone that some people say is actually really good. You'll have to let me know if you smell that one. This is the Angelo de Fumo, I guess. Some people think it smells like Lyra. I'm not sure if I think it smells like Lyra. I guess I'd probably have to wear both of them pretty close to each other. I have a little... Maybe I have a couple samples of Lyra. I'd have to wear them both at the same time. Anyway, I got this. She told me this is a fragrance that she really enjoys and she wanted me to smell it. And then I got By Killian's Love. female fragrance, but I actually wear that. I've gotten compliments on it from girls. You know what I mean? I always say when people talk about compliments, dude, I've gotten tons of compliments on fragrances that people tell me girls don't like. So, or not popular for a man to wear, let's say, you know what I mean? And I gotta say, you know something funny too? I think this is actually a reformulated version of Love. It's not the white bottle, but it comes in the makeup thing. And I think that's when it had already been reformulated. And I gotta tell you, dude, this is still very, very, very fucking strong. I don't know, like it's weird, like after COVID, like I said, I don't have 100% of my smell back, but I'd say about 80% of my smell is back. And it's just a lot of times it's just projection of fragrances that they're not as strong lasting. Or not that they're not strong lasting, they don't project as much anymore. But man, this thing is, I wore this recently this weekend and just psh, psh, 2 sprays, I was like choking myself out for a couple hours, it felt like. So still very, very fucking strong. For me, personally. That's my fault. What else we got here? We got Creed Silver Mountain Water. My favorite Creed. I've gotten a lot of compliments on Silver Mountain Water. You know, I told the story when I was first getting into FragCom that FragCom, I shouldn't say FragCom. I guess you could say FragCom, but fragrance community, whatever you want to call it. I was thinking about, do I want Millesime Imperial or do I want Silver Mountain Water? And I thought Silver Mountain Water smelled better, but people are always telling me that Millesime Imperial is the real popular one. And I can tell you, I bought the big bottle of Millesime Imperial on FragranceNet, so cheaper. Trust me, most fragrances in my actual collection are actually decants, unless I got it from like FragranceNet, something cheaper like that. And I got that big bottle of Millesime Imperial, and I'm telling you, dude, I've worn it a lot. It's not like I have not worn it. I've given it many chances, and I barely ever get compliments on Millesime Imperial. Silver Mountain Water, though, I do. Anyway, I don't know if you could say through it. Baronda, Masamata Baronda. That's a pretty sexy kind of like daddy, more mature kind of fragrance, I would say. It does kind of smell like the Kute. What is that from? The Kute. Is it Istanbul Luxury Perfumes, Kute? Is that what that's from? I might be forgetting the name. I'm sorry. But I do agree that it does kind of smell like Kute, if you've ever smelled that. And the final thing, I think, then we have, this is the one I finally convinced her to buy me a small bottle. So she got me a little bottle of By the Fireplace. Great novelty fragrance, but I do think it's kind of novelty. Not totally novelty, I guess, because I have worn it, just casually, and people like it, but it does have a novelty kick, let's say. And she's actually talked about getting me some of the Stronger With You stuff, and Stronger With You also has that chestnut kind of vibe. So I'm like, bro, if you're thinking about getting me these other things too, dude, please, this is, like, listen to what you're saying, dude. You want to get me another fragrance that even has the same kind of chestnut vibe? Please, buy me the small fragrance if that's what you want to do. Save yourself money. I'm telling you right now, because I know you're going to fucking watch this video because you're telling me to watch them all. Oh, Grand Soir. I don't know if you can see it now. MFK Grand Soir. Definitely my favorite MFK fragrance. That and Amorous. I've never smelled Amorous, the X Street version, though. So if you've smelled the X Street version, you'll have to let me know how it is. Again, I think that came out around the time that I'd already lost my smell with COVID anyway. And you got to remember, even before COVID, a lot of these fragrances, it's expensive just to sample, and I don't have money for it. So I'm not one of those reviewers that got free shit from everybody for doing reviews. I've told the story before that, I actually have, kind of got told off that you don't give good enough reviews to get free bottles for. And I've used that example of when Initio was sending every fucking reviewer fucking full bottles. I think they're sending like every reviewer like 3 full bottles. And those fragrances are like $300 a piece. There were like reviewers that had less views than me. And you want to know what? They would not even send me a fucking sample. You know what I mean? Which sucks because, you know, I'm kind of a hard judge, you know what I mean? I don't say that I like fragrances that I don't. And I actually like a lot of Initio fragrances. So I can assure you, I would have loved to have all those free bottles of Initio fragrances. But, you know, I just don't give good enough reviews. I don't even give good enough reviews to get a fucking sample. Fucking asshole. I like your fragrances, though. And then finally, Reflection Man. Another great summer fragrance. I think that's it. So you can tally up how much that is. I don't know how much that might be. It could be something like $10,000. I mean, market value. I mean, if you're getting fragrance, like Fragrance Land or something, it might be a little bit different. I don't know. But anyway, that is my fragrance haul for the past year. And that girl is still talking about sending me more and more bottles, which I definitely appreciate it. But please, if you watch these videos, now you have it not only in me telling you in messages when you're messaging me, I'm also telling you on YouTube. You can, you know, I know you want to be nice to me and I appreciate it, but you can get me the small bottles too. I still appreciate it. But I guess the moral of that story, I do think it's funny because, like I said, you know, from my pictures being stolen, I have answered thousands, no joke, of messages from people from all over the world. Some people are like, oh, you did this, I know you're a terrible person, blah, blah, blah. You know, so many crazy fucking psychos, you know, not just from the video game community. But every now and then, you know, I'll get a message from someone, I'm like, okay, this person's all right. They don't seem totally crazy, and we talk. And, you know, I've been talking to that girl for months and months, and then she just kind of was like, hey, you know what, I've actually, you know, kind of paraphrasing whatever exactly she said. She's like, I've actually been watching your YouTube for a while, and I saw that you were sick, and I just wanted to like kind of see that you're the person that you say you are. And now that I know you are, I want to do something nice for you. And so kind of weird because most of those thousands of messages I've answered from people, you know, are just, most people are crazy. But I guess, anyway. If you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. That's the FragCon fragrance haul thing. I should try to do a thumbnail, right? $10,000. What would be a good? What would be a good fucking? Is that a thumbnail? I don't know. That might be a good thumbnail. Okay. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. The end.